too long. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, okay, so IRL style like stream. Sometimes I do these where you can kind of see a little bit of the work that I'm doing. Sometimes I'll take my streamer bot and I'll move it into a position where you guys can see it, and I'll build some kind of action or something. So I'll take this window that would normally be up here on my front screen, and I'll put it over here on the side, and then maybe I would do something like turn on my D2 for main. Ooh, it's not set up over here, is it? I thought it was. Wait, let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, this one is kind of smaller, but as you can see, my streamer bot there. Oh no, I think the nurse is stuck. So let me go ahead and unstick her. That doesn't sound good. Let's go ahead and welcome in one of the bots, and that should hopefully do it. No, actually, what I need to do is I need to reset the cache on the streamer bot.
All right,
so
stop.
we'll go to platforms, settings, reset. Yo, Sassy! What is up? What's up? How you doing, sir? Happy Monday night. I don't know if you heard any of what I was just saying, but it might be a short stream tonight. It might only be like a little less than an hour. Things that I've been building towards the Tuesday night stream. As you guys know, on Tuesdays, I like to be on the desktop playing games, and a lot of times I will build new code for that stream. And so in this case, I did actually build a few things that I've been preparing for Tuesday, and I kind of wanted to test some of them out, by the way. And what I'll do is I'll take my Discord and slide it over here to this other monitor, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me make this a little bigger, and let me fit it a little better, and then I'll open the window where you guys can see. All right, so if I turn on the D2 for main, if I take the Discord, and by the way, my Discord is really easy to get into. All you have to do is type !Discord.
Hello.
Yes!
Discord.
That's awesome!
It's me.
And it will give you a link. Oh yeah, looks like we fixed the nurse. Okay, cool. And actually, let's turn on lab chat so that we can see it. Oh man, how did we turn the snow on? I didn't mean to do that. Okay, snow's back off. Okay, now let's try some command and see if it shows up on top of the scene. Ah, that's really weird. I don't get it. Okay, there it is. Let's try it again. Let's try media. Okay, there we go. So now the media is right there. But maybe what we'll do is we'll make it a little smaller and put it like above my head or something, so it's a little bit kind of out of the way. Yeah, we'll put it up here on the green screen. Okay, so basically, if you want to see the Discord, if you type !Discord, you will see a link. It's kind of small, but it's like, let's see, is it my left arm? Yeah, it's my left arm, so it would be, hold on, I'm trying to find it. I think it would be, oh, it's lower, lower, lower. It's like, oh, before it disappears. Okay, yeah, it's right there. So that link basically will get you into my Discord, and once you're in the Discord, it should look a little bit like this, where you see the server, Club Doctor, and when you first go in, you won't necessarily be able to access all these channels, because the first thing you have to do is go into the rules, and then once you read all the rules, you have to click this little acknowledgement right here, and once you click that, then you will have access to all the different channels and things, and then you can look in the feedback and updates, which is where I have the latest updates about the stuff that I've been building. So in here, I have a couple of new sounds. Some of them I already demoed to you last Tuesday, but I built one or two more. I fixed the one called !Nice, because the audio or the sound level wasn't good. So now you should be able to hear it and play it. Okay, so it's like a snapping sound followed by noise. All right, and let me close and reopen my chat in OBS because it's pointing to the chat of the last person that I raided, which I still don't understand why they do that. That's really strange. You raid and they take your own chat and they make it follow their chat, and even after like their stream is over and finished and you come back to your OBS, it's still monitoring their chat. So anyway, it's not a big deal, but it's just kind of a little bit of an annoying thing. So now the chat is monitoring my chat and I can see all the things. All right, so nice is the new sound effect that I have now kind of fixed, and there is a new song clip available. So it's called SC Shooting. So if any of you guys have heard of this new artist called XG, they're really pretty cool, brand new on the scene, and they have a song called Shooting Star, and the song itself is pretty good, but the intro to the Shooting Star is so good. I really, really like it. It's been like stuck in my head, and sometimes when I'm flipping reels like on Instagram or TikTok, I will hear this intro, and it got to where I was like, I have to have this song clip for my stream. So anyway, I created a song clip called SC Shooting, and if you play it, it will sound like this.
Everything I do it A1, flawless, making go insane, pins and money on riot, always looking fresh, got the green in my diet, head to my toe, shining like canary diamonds, bling bling, freedom cool kiss, nothing to it, always do with sauce, drip dripping, we a movement, never losing, making moves.
Okay, so that's the new clip. And one of the reasons that I wanted to play that in stream was because I want to see if the DMCA Twitch bots would catch it. I made it pretty short at 25 seconds, so I'm hoping it's short enough that it won't trigger the DMCA. I'll know because if I go back and watch this VOD later and it's muted all across that, even like a little before and a little after, because they're very heavy with their
Sassy
mutes
Smoker
when they
says
detect
I just went for a long bike ride, maybe a
but I made it
15-mile
short.
bike ride, maybe up in the mountains, but half of it was road or so.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, man. That's a lot of miles. I'm impressed. I actually did 16 miles myself on Saturday when I did my coffee shop chat stream. I did like 8 miles out. I did the coffee stream, and then I did 8 miles back. So that was a nice little trip for me. Got some good exercise. It was mostly street riding, but there was some of it as trails and a little bit of like uneven ground and bumpy stuff, but mostly hard road, which makes it better, smoother. So congrats, man, on getting 15 miles
says,
and
I
all
feel
in
dirty,
one
I'm so
evening, or
sandy
maybe
and
you started in
everything.
the afternoon.
I'm going to take a shower sometime today.
Oh yeah, man, when I finished my 16 miles, I was sopping wet. I had to like take my shirt and like hang it out to dry. Same with my shorts,
Sassy
you know, it's
Smoker
like, I don't know
says,
about
hey,
you, but when
I'll
I ride
send you
hard
my
like that, I
train.
sweat a lot.
I didn't
so.
record the whole thing.
Oh, okay. So you took like some kind of recording device on your bike with you and you recorded a lot of the trail? That's pretty cool. I imagine that would be a huge file though. It's probably hard to transfer it to where somebody else can see it. Yeah, but anyway, also in addition to having these new sounds and song clips, it's also in the random stack. So what does that mean exactly?
Sassy Smoker
so
says
I
it's
use
Strava. Do you have that?
some software called Leorin Board. Strava. No, I don't have Strava. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe is it something tied to your like watch or your phone? Maybe it records like, oh, I think I've seen some phone apps where it like records like your map, your path on the map. Because I do have like I have a Garmin watch that's connected to an app on my phone, and whenever I set it to bike ride, it maps out the whole thing. It tells me like how far I went. It measures my speed like all along the way. It does like green, red, and yellow. Like red's like the fastest, and yellow's medium, and green is slow. And tells me my average speed and like how many calories I burned and all this kind of stuff. So if it's that kind of an app, then I have something like it. If it's an app for like recording video, then no, I don't have anything like that. But that's pretty cool. I do think it's kind of nice that if you track your apps whenever you're doing stuff like that. So yeah, it's a good way to keep up with it. So all right.
Sassy
so anyway,
Smoker says, I just
what I
DM'd
mean
it to you
when
so
I
you
take
can
my
check it out
sounds
later.
and my okay, yeah, cool. I will. I'll check it out later. Thanks for sending me that DM. I appreciate it. So I created those new sounds and song clip items, right? So what I do is in my Leorin board, I have this set of buttons that represent different things. So pretend they're dreaming. So Leorin board allows you to set up like buttons that do all kinds of different things, right? So I can, make songs play, I can make animations play, And I have this one here called like song clip lists, okay? So if I go in here and I edit the commands, you can see all the different song clips that people can type manually can also be put onto a stack. And it's just like a memory stack. And so then when somebody does a random song clip, it'll play one of these, you know, so many. And as you can see, SC Shooting got added to the bottom. And I do the same thing for sound effects, and I do the same thing for media. So like if you look at the media list, you can see all the different media that's possible. Everything from Muppets down to Karate Kid, Superman, Wheelie, Burp, Roller Shuffle, Cookie, Bat Swing, Funny Farm, Stooges, Howie, Sad World, you know, all that stuff's in there. So it's a huge stack of all the possible medias that can be played. And the most recent media that was created at the bottom is called Side Clip 100. So if you do random, there's a possibility you could get the Side Clip 100. And that's how I keep track of those lists, so to speak, and that's how we are able to randomly play those. So then if you're wondering, okay, how does this work exactly? And one thing that's kind of cool that I will show you is, let's say I want to play a random sound. Another really powerful thing you can do with the Leorin board software is you can hit the tab key and you can basically search for any variable. So sometimes I like to watch the random variables. Now I've put it in, but it's not showing anything, right? But if I do a random sound, like if I say redeem sound 75, that's going to execute my code that's designed to look for a random sound. And there are actually, I have so many sounds, I have like 500 sounds, that I had to build 5 stacks of sounds because I was reaching the maximum on a stack, which was about like 70 to 100 sounds. So I had to basically make a separate stack, and then another one, then another. Now I have 5 stacks. So the way I do the code is, I get a random sound from the first stack, a random sound from the second stack, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. Then I put those 5 sounds onto a stack, and then I take a random sound out of that stack of 5. That's a way that I can still do a random sound from all 500, even though the maximum size of stack is like 70 to 100. All right, so watch what happens when I execute this random sound 75. You're going to see a bunch of variables on the view that allows us to track the different possible random sounds. Here we go.
Enemy spotted.
Okay, so if you can tell by the code, you see like random 0, random 1, random 2, random 3. Actually, I have 6 stacks now. I think I just went to a 6th stack. So since it's base 0, it counts starting from 0. The first stack is random 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So as you can see, it picked a random sound from each of those big stacks. And then once it had those 5, then it had to pick one of those. And as you can see, it picked the one from random 1 stack. So if I do this again, you might see that it doesn't always pick the one from random 1 stack. It might pick from random 3 or random 4 or 0. So let's try it one more time and see what we get.
Look at all those chickens.
Oh, so very interestingly, it did pick the random 1 stack, the random that came from the random 1 stack, and I'm wondering if that was just a coincidence, or maybe I have a bug where it's not randomly picking. Let's try it one more time.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold, and your call will be answered in the order in which it was received.
Okay. My faith has been restored because this time it picked random 5. So I did want to make sure that when this thing is randomly picking from the 5 stacks, that it does randomly choose one of those 5. So it looks like it is random. The first time it picked random 1, this time it picked random 5. We'll do it one more time.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn!
Okay, that's good. This time we got random 4. So it looks like it's working. It's randomly picking stuff. We had random 1, random 5, and now random 4. Now, interestingly, we can also, instead of playing a random sound, we can redeem the redemption of a random song clip. And again, we'll see variables being watched, but they'll be song clip variables instead of sound variables. So let's go ahead and redeem S-Clip 100.
I call him Carol Baskins. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body Body yada 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 yada. Body crazy curvy wavy, bleed this is little waist. Body crazy curvy wavy, bleed this is little waist. Body yada 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 yada.
Okay, so you might notice there wasn't a whole bunch of random S clips like there was for sound. And the reason is we only have about 70 or 80 song clips. So there was no need to have multiple stacks of song clips because we haven't hit the max yet on the first stack. So basically I have one giant stack. It's in random S clip and it only has to do a random function on that one stack. And so that's the only thing you see is that one that says SC body. Thank you for the lurk, Sassy. I appreciate you. So that's random song clip. And then the last random that you can do in my channel is the medias. As you know, I have tons of medias. So if you do a random on if you do a redeem on media 100, you get a random media, and we can again see the variable being watched as the function.
The storm reached land about 3 hours ago, and what?
Okay, so that is the last of the three. So that's how I use Leorin board software to be able to do randoms. I use Leorin board for so many different things. I have tons of buttons and functions that I use it for. It's old software, but it's still very powerful software. My favorite by far is StreamerBot, but I had invested so much time and energy into Leorin board, there was no reason to like throw it away. I mean, I have all these buttons for switching my scenes, switching my socials on and off, moving my clips from left to right, you know, making animations for Liverpool players fire on the screen. You know, it was just super convenient. And so I went ahead and kept that code, and I basically use it in combination with StreamerBot code. So yeah, it's pretty good. So I basically just leave it running along with StreamerBot. I used to also use Sammy, which is used to be Leorin board 2.0, but that one I pretty much moved all those functions off, and I don't really need Sammy anymore. So now it's just Leorin board and StreamerBot. So StreamerBot is really good. I highly recommend that one. That allows you to do a lot of functions as actions. So if you've seen it before, you'll see actions that you can build, and there's so many different things you can do. I started small, but it was so easy and fast that I just kept building more and more of these first chat animations. When certain people chat for the first time, there'll be an animation that fires. You know, I have all different kinds, like the angry cats, for example. Let's see, can I slide this over? No, I can't. If I slide this whole thing over and then I click on the angry cats, okay, then you can see it's called angry cats. And then if I bring this over a little bit more, you can see all the functions that make it up, you know, and I can come into any one of these functions and see, okay, I'm gonna say the username that did the action, and I'm gonna say the action name that's being called. It's got variables. You've got delay functions. You can set visibility state of certain sources, which is exactly what I do. You can set the trigger command. So as you can see, this one has a trigger command of exclamation point angry cats. So if I type that command, if I'm a sub, because I can set rules on it, if I'm a sub and I type exclamation point angry cats, then that will trigger this action. Okay, so that's how I fire some of my animations using StreamerBot. With commands, also you can do it with triggered events, where like if somebody redeems certain channel points or stream elements store redemption, you can also make that same effect fire as well. All right, so let me move my Liorn board somewhere where it's a little bit out of the way. And I think one thing that I like to do sometimes when I'm doing this kind of a view where I have the GoPro on the side kind of facing the streaming equipment is I like to put YouTube TV on this screen over here. And sometimes I'll have like there'll be like a basketball game or a hockey game on that we might want to see. So also let's go back to my channel instead of the last person we rated. All right, and now what I'm going to do is in a window over here, I'm going to launch my YouTube TV, which allows me to see all the different channels. And let's see, I need to be me. Okay, yeah, and then I go to TV dot. Okay, and that should automatically load. Nope, I need to be signed in as me. Okay, hang on. I have to change to this, and then it should work. Okay, cool. Now I can bring this over here, and we can make it big. And then we can, okay, we've got Press Your Luck. Okay, we've got Minnesota and the Denver Ducks. Oh, we got Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers. Or basketball. Let's put
Foul by
basketball.
Freer.
Okay.
Having words again
And I'm gonna
with the
I
officials.
want to keep the audio
Watch as
down
this game
so
goes
that
on. Jackson misses.
if we want to listen to it, we can, but technically it's copyright, so we'll just leave it muted. And we'll make it maximized. There we go. All right, so sometimes I just like to do that, like have it on in the background, you know, something to have on. And now we can mess around and do our own thing. So I'm pretty excited because I'm working on a new project where I'm going to have an AI companion in my stream with me. So I've seen this in other streams, and people have done amazing work using generative AI. And what you can do is you can take an image, like a picture, for example, and you could submit it to a bot or to a website or to a process, and it'll convert it into a 3D kind of like a head, like a talking head. And then you can take your talking head and you can go to another website and you can have it be able to speak certain phrases and sentences, and when that talking head is speaking, it looks like their mouth is moving perfectly. Like, imagine, if you will, if I had like an AI talking head in a box, like in the upper corner of this window, or maybe even like sitting on the table next to me. Or, you know, I could make it look like it's in the same room with me, or I could make it look like it's hovering in a box, whatever. And I could say, hey, you know, Dr. D bot, how's the weather today? And this thing could answer me back and reply and say something like, oh, the weather in your area is, you know, clear skies with 20% chance of rain or something like that. And while the talking head was speaking this back to me, it would look like a real person, kind of. I mean, their mouth would move, they would make facial expressions, they could laugh, they could, you know, make gestures and things like a regular person. So I'm working on this now, and I made some progress on it, but it's definitely not quite ready yet. But I think it would be pretty cool if, like, maybe I'm doing the news in my stream, and I want to have this little AI, this smart talking head with me, and I could say, what do you think about this story? This was posted in, you know, such and such website or news story, you know, news website, and they might answer back and say, oh yeah, this is true, I knew about it, and also here's some additional information, or here's comments from people about it, you know. And who knows what interesting information a smart talking head or an avatar, so to speak, could be able to say and reply. So that's one angle that I'm thinking of that would be possible to try to create in my stream. What I've seen a lot of other streamers doing is they're just creating AIs to run certain things. It might create something what I call like a module, or like something that will run for like 10 or 15 minutes. Like, imagine an AI avatar that all of a sudden appears on the screen and says, hi, I'm your friend Joe, and the next thing we're going to do is play this game called Words on Stream, you know, and it'll explain to you briefly how it works, and then it'll launch the game. And maybe the avatar would actually stay on the screen, like maybe in the lower left corner or something, and it'll say, hey, good job, guys, you got past the first round, you know, almost like a little, you know, companion, somebody that would talk while you're playing the game. And so people have built like multiple of these modules, you know. In one case, maybe you're playing a game. In another case, maybe it's telling you a story or showing you a trailer or just telling you general information. And they can, you know, streamers can literally build this content. Like, if I have enough modules for my AI to be able to present to you, I might have like an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of material. And I can basically just start my stream and I can just kick this thing off, and maybe it like randomizes which thing it does first, and then the AI just pops onto the screen and says, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm so and so, your AI friend, and we're gonna start, having some content. Let's play some games, or let's check the news, or let's have some Q&A. Ask me a question and I'll give you an answer. That could be a possibility as well." And the broadcaster, the literal person who would be the streamer, doesn't even really have to be there at all. And I kept waiting. Like some people's streams, I would go in and I would kind of play along and I would experience whatever they built, and I would keep waiting for like the actual broadcaster to come onto the screen and say, "What did you think about that? How did you like what I built? Is it pretty fun?" And that never happened, or at least not in the ones that I was in. But one thing they did do is they would type in the chat, because I would see people typing in the chat, "Oh, wow, that's so cool." And then every once in a while I'd say, "Yeah, me and Steve worked on that." And I'd be like, "Oh, is this like a friend of the person who's broadcasting, or is this the broadcaster himself?" And eventually I came to find out that it actually was the streamer. And he'd say, "Yeah, my friend built that and he handed it to me and I put it into my content," or "I worked on that with my friend so-and-so." So I got to hear a little bit of the thoughts of the streamer as he was typing in the chat, but I never got to like see him in person. Maybe he's a shy person, maybe he's an introvert, and it kind of makes sense when you think about it, because people who are shy, they don't necessarily want to be in front of the camera talking. They might build stuff through AI and let their avatar do the talking, let their talking head be the one that does the talking, So I don't know, it's kind of fascinating to me. I see it more as a possibility of a partnership. Like I could partner with an AI to present things like games or news or interesting conversation, or maybe is it even possible that I could be IRL streaming out somewhere and my AI companion could still be present and could make comments on the things that are happening. Maybe he could react to my voice. If he hears me ask a question, maybe he could reply. Maybe he could be like an Alexa presence where I could say that name followed by a question. I don't want to say it too loud because I actually have that device over there and it'll react and start answering me. But imagine if I could say the Alexa name and then a question as I'm in an IRL stream, and all of a sudden a voice comes into the stream represented by this AI and says, "Oh, I can tell you that. You just asked which team is playing tonight. What hockey team is playing tonight. The game is, these guys against those guys, and it starts at 9 p.m. That would be so powerful, because a lot of times I'll be on an IRL stream and I literally have to pull out my phone so I can look up, "Hey, what game's on tonight, guys? I want to talk about it," And so if I build this AI presence in my stream, it would be very powerful, because I could just ask it, tell me what I need to know. Kind of like when I'm at home. When I'm in the house, a lot of times I'll just be walking into the kitchen and I'll say, "Alexa, who's playing tonight, or what's the weather tonight," or, any random fact that's so easy to ask, and it's just like, boom, instant, right? So I would love to try to create something for this in my IRL streams or in my desktop streams, to where when I enable this AI presence, I not only want to have a voice that answers my questions and gives me the information, but I'm trying to build it as a talking head. And there's already powerful software that I've already found out there. I've already seen some people that are doing this already. You can take like a snapshot of yourself, like an image of yourself, and you could submit it to this one website and it'll turn it into, and it uses Discord. It's very cool. So you install this bot on your Discord. I think it's called midjourney.bot or something like that. And so once you've installed this bot on your Discord, you basically can type, there's a slash command where you can input your picture, and then you can give it all the parameters of the kind of 3D representation that you want back of yourself. And you can make it cartoony, you can make it serious, you can set the aspect ratio 16:9, you can set a mood, you can describe the background, and it's almost like the AI will build this image of your talking head that's now usable by other websites. Now you can take that talking head image and you can submit it to this other website. And I don't think this one's through a chat bot or through a Discord bot, but it'll basically allow you to pre-program responses using API calls, and whatever message you feed it, it will make your talking head look like it's saying that phrase or sentence or whatever it is. So anyway, I'm just in the research phase of it right now, but it's so cool to me. It's very powerful. In my work, we're starting to use generative AI for a lot of the stuff that we're doing in terms of coding and testing, and that's very powerful. But I see lots of opportunities for doing it in stream and having it help you make your stream more fun and interesting. I don't know if I agree with just handing the keys over to the AI and say, do my stream, make it interesting, make it fun, you know, and then you just leave and, you know, don't even participate. I don't think that's the right way. Although right now it's pretty interesting to see people doing that, and that's awesome. It's a stepping stone, but I'm going to see if I can do it slightly differently and try to build something that will basically live and talk within the stream. So look for that to come hopefully soon. I don't know if I'll have it in time for tomorrow, but I'm always trying to build these new things from week to week. Always on Tuesdays, I will shift gears to my desktop stream. Instead of it looking like this, what you see here in terms of like the GoPro on the side doing a simulated IRL. Yo, here I am. I'm on my desktop and I can basically turn on a view from my other monitor, and I can put games on here and we could play like words on stream and do different things. You know, this is a game that we sometimes play where you have like random scrambled letters on the screen and you have to type in chat, you know, to try to spell the words. So this is like something we might be doing on a Tuesday night on a desktop stream, you know, and I might type, you know, core in the chat, and it's like, oh, there it is, it fits, you know. And what's cool about a game like this is anybody who's watching the stream can play. You know, anybody who wants to type in the chat, if they were looking at these letters and they wanted to type a word, they could also fill in words just like I can. In fact, the game is pretty much designed to encourage other people to play, because like after I type in a word like rope, for example, I cannot type in another word until that little progress bar goes past the padlock. So it wants other people to like join in and play.